was around in 2017 when I tried to do what Bird Brown tried to do, and I tried to do what Jake Wheatley tried to do, and I tried to do what a couple of other people of color tried to do. And I'm thankful to God that finally, last year, we had somebody who was able to do and step into the mayor's office to try to make a difference. Absolutely. The one thing I heard about Jasiri, and that I witnessed with Jasiri, because Jasiri was helping me on the sides, you know, my campaign. But it's one thing to be a political strategist. It's another thing to be a political strategist with a people's heart. Come on. And that's who it is that we have here in Khari Mosley. Now, I was late to the party, so I ain't gonna stand here and talk any longer, because you all came to hear the voice from the man who's running to be the next councilman in District 9. Let's give it up. Is it time? For Khari Mosley.
Hey, thank y'all. Give yourselves a round of applause. This is such an overwhelming crowd here tonight. I want to thank Jim, my cousin Tracy, Jasiri, Reverend Welch. I really appreciate, you know, the kind words, particularly when Tracy was talking. If y'all was paying attention, I was getting a little choked up because she's like a big sister to me. But before I make my remarks, I do want to make a few acknowledgments and announcements. You know, for those who haven't had a chance to give a donation, before you leave, you can make your way over to the table there, you know, to run the campaign. We really want to run, you know, we need your financial support, you know, it's so important, and we want to run, you know, a campaign that District 9 has never seen before. You know, it's going to require that people power that Jasiri talked about, you know, but also those financial resources to get the job done. And no contribution is too small. And I want to thank anybody out there has already donated. And also for those who are interested in canvassing, and I've seen some people that I know from past political campaigns that like canvassing. Jenny, could you put your hand up? Get in touch with Jenny. We're actually going to go out and start hitting doors on Saturday. We're not wasting any time, so we're going to hit doors Saturday. So anybody interested in knocking doors this weekend, get in touch with Jenny. Or if you can't do it this Saturday, there's going to be future Saturdays. We're going to be out knocking on doors. You know, also want to give a shout out to a couple folks that weren't able to be here tonight. First, my wife, Chelsea. You know, she could not be here because of her position with the courts. You know, she would get into a lot of trouble. You know, if she was here tonight, but you know, I love her dearly, and she means so much to me, as you all know, and she's always, you know, with me in spirit. So I got to give her a shout out. Want to give a shout out to my sons, Thaddeus and Isaiah in the house. Put your hands up. My pride and joy. You know, I'm so proud of the young men that they're becoming, and look forward to the trails that you blaze in the years to come. And also, I want to make take a moment to acknowledge someone who cannot be here. My dearly departed mother, Yvonne Reed Mosley, who, as Tracy said, means so much to me. You know, her struggles with mental health and the decision that I took on to be her caretaker for 20 years transformed my life in unimaginable ways, and really made me the person that I am today. So, and if she were here tonight, she would be so proud and tickled, as she says. Tickled was her word. So, you know, I just love her dearly, and I'm going to carry her spirit with me throughout this journey. And I also want to give a shout out to my dad, a man who needs no introduction in the city of Pittsburgh. Thaddeus Mosley, the second Thaddeus Mosley. That's the third Thaddeus Mosley right over there. But my grandfather is the original Thaddeus Mosley. You know, his legacy, his accomplishments, you know, his work ethic is unparalleled. You know, he's my beacon. He's my biggest supporter. And he's a little bit under the weather tonight, so he couldn't make it here tonight, but I got to give a shout out to him. Shout out to the Mosley and Reed families. You know, Mosley obviously is my father's side, and the Reed is my mother's side, hence my cousin Tracy Reed. And also want to give a shout out to my team. You know, everybody, you know, from the team, please raise your hand. And everybody, please give them a round of applause. You know, they put this incredible event together tonight. and I'm so indebted to them. It is such an honor to stand before you this evening surrounded by so many incredible people. Thank you everyone for being here tonight. I'm so humbled looking out into this awe-inspiring gathering. I literally see people from every single chapter of my life as I look out. I'm so appreciative of your presence, bringing the energy, enthusiasm, and passion that is filling this room right now. But I ask you one thing. I need you to hold on to that long after we leave here tonight, long after May 16th, and in the years to come, because we're gonna need that to meet this moment we find ourselves in. We are in the midst of the most transformative moment in our city's political history since David Lawrence and Robert L. Vann turned Pittsburgh blue in the early 1930s. Our region's political landscape has changed in unimaginable ways over the past 5 years. And I want to thank the many people who are in this very room tonight that are responsible for helping make this moment possible. The transformation we are experiencing has ushered in a new generation of leaders committed to redefining, reshaping, and rewriting how Pittsburgh politics is done.
Thank you for watching this video of Pittsburgh Events. To watch this video again or any other video from Pittsburgh Events, you can go to the YouTube channel. It's 18 Ricco. It's youtube.com/18RICCO. Again, thank you for watching, and you can check out this video and any other video from Pittsburgh Events and many other videos that didn't make it on TV.
For the first time in recent memory, the people are at the center of the political agenda. Not the lust for power, not the hunger for control, or the wishes of influential special interests. This is a once-in-a-century opportunity. The overriding question in my mind is, what are we willing to do to meet this moment? Are we content with what we've done so far? Have we done enough already? Is our work done? Or are we ready to continue the work we started on behalf of an agenda focused on holistic public safety, resilient infrastructure, affordable housing, fair wages, climate protection, food security, equity, inclusion, and other key policy areas? This is a question I had to ask myself as I pondered making this life-changing decision. I realized that part of finishing the work we started was for me to step up and do my part. And after much reflection and consideration, I am proud to announce my candidacy for Pittsburgh City Council in District 9. I am running to restore faith in the idea that government can get the people's business done, improve the quality of life in every neighborhood, and inspire our citizens to believe that Pittsburgh's best days are yet to come. If we dare to be bold, think big, and rise up to meet this moment, there is so much that we can do. We can serve the needs of the people, instill a sense of hope in our neighborhoods, and provide solutions to the challenges we face as a city. This race is about choosing positivity over negativity, optimism over pessimism, and unity over division. We must choose positivity over negativity to eliminate the culture of intimidation, retribution, and coercion from our politics. We must choose optimism over pessimism to end the despair, desperation, and cynicism that plague so many in our city. And we must choose unity over division to overcome the infighting, backbiting, and divisiveness that has poisoned our political ecosystem for too long. Yes. By meeting this moment, we can fundamentally change the face of local politics, shape the future of our region, and turn the page on an era that failed to live up to its progressive promises. It is in that spirit that I promise to be a tireless advocate, innovative problem solver, and collaborative bridge builder for the people of the 9th District. My entire career has been dedicated to advancing progressive values and electing transformational leaders to public office. In Pennsylvania and around the country, I've helped mobilize tens of thousands of people to participate in the democratic process. I am proud of my work passing environmental policy at the state level, designing one of our region's most successful workforce development programs, and helping lead the campaign that established our city's first ever community benefits agreement. I believe my background uniquely suits me to take on the challenges of this transformational moment, and it would be the honor of my life to be the next councilman of the 9th District. And while I'm proud of what I've done professionally, the work I've done in the community around youth sports means so much to me as well. A couple of my players are here tonight. I know Randy Franco's in the house. Over the last decade, I volunteered as a coach for Squirrel Hill Baseball and the Edgewood Basketball Leagues. And in 2018, I co-founded the Pittsburgh Avengers Baseball Club, the region's only African-American-led AAU baseball program. The Avengers have consistently been one of the most diverse travel baseball teams in Western Pennsylvania. The experiences of mentoring young athletes, working with parents, and using competitive play to teach life's lessons have provided me with some of my fondest memories. I would argue that I've learned as much, if not more, than the young people that I've spent countless hours with on the diamond and the hard court. When I began coaching, I did not know these experiences over the last decade would better prepare me to be more effective in the civic work that I've dedicated my life to. And I want to be clear, I'm not running as a symbol of perfection. I'm running as a symbol of perseverance, resilience, persistence, and most important, healing. I see myself as a reflection of the communities that I seek to serve. For me, this campaign is about the power of redemption. Throughout my personal journey, I've been incredibly blessed to experience the rewards of advocating for meaningful change, the impact of serving others, and the value of positively touching lives here locally and across the country. And at the same time, I carry deep scars from difficult chapters in my own life. And as painful as those wounds were, they now serve as badges of honor and testaments to the adversity that I've overcome along the way. Through therapy, self-care, and centering my wellness, I can say today that I'm truly at peace and proud of how far I've come. My experiences have given me strength, understanding, and thoughtfulness that have transformed me as a leader, a husband, and a father. I want to remind everybody in this room tonight, the stumbles of our past cannot prevent us from doing the extraordinary in the present. Regardless of the roads we've taken to get here tonight, we all have something valuable to contribute to the cause of making our city a place we can all be proud of. I look forward to leading with empathy, compassion, and grace while working with Pittsburghers of all walks of life to meet this moment we face together. It has recently been said that this movement that is so well represented in this room tonight is the right one to meet this moment. I believe that. We have undoubtedly accomplished a lot in a short period of time, but we have a lot of work to do to rebuild the government's relationship with the people. Public confidence and trust in government are at historic lows. As leaders, we must be accessible, responsive, transparent, and focused on the central mission of working for and serving the interests of the people. By delivering exceptional city services and governing with transparency, we will begin the process of restoring faith in government, which is needed to have a prosperous city and a healthy democracy. We also must acknowledge that across the city, concern is growing about the unhoused, violent crime, and the number of young people with guns. We must coordinate across sectors, from law enforcement, health providers, social service agencies, community-based organizations, philanthropic groups, the business community, and grassroots community leaders and other key stakeholders so we can find real solutions. By centering our strategy around the residents who are most impacted by these challenges and taking a holistic approach to community wellness, I believe we can make significant progress, save precious lives, and make our city safer. Recently, Pittsburgh has changed from a rapidly in decline Rust Belt city to a rapidly growing international hub for medicine and technological innovation. The unintended consequence of this transformation has resulted in astronomical increases in the cost of housing, causing an exodus of African American and lower income residents over the last decade. If we approach community building in a comprehensive fashion with the lens toward equity, we can improve the overall quality of life, reverse that out-migration, and rebuild the communities most in need without gentrifying them. I cannot stress enough, to be considered a world-class city, we must have a transportation system and public infrastructure that matches our world-class institutions, corporations, and cultural legacy. Two of our most important tasks as a city and region will be developing an accessible multimodal transportation network and building a reliable, resilient infrastructure system for the 21st century so we can attain that world-class status that we have the potential to achieve. And the success of our economy will depend on our ability to prepare and connect our workforce to the growing jobs of the 21st century economy. By developing pathways to the communities most in need, to Pittsburgh's job centers with the highest growth, we can address poverty while narrowing the region's skills, racial, and social equity gaps. Strategically coordinating our workforce and education programming, invest in our youth, lifts up our communities, and strengthens our businesses. It also makes our region more competitive economically now and in the future. Over the last decade, we've begun to see the impact of climate change here in the form of extreme weather events, worsening air quality, and the introduction of invasive species into our ecosystem. It is essential that we all become dedicated stewards of our precious natural ecosystem and practice meaningful sustainability in all areas of government. By taking
Thank you for watching this video of Pittsburgh Events. To watch this video again or any other video from Pittsburgh Events, you can go to the YouTube channel as 18 Ricco. It's youtube.com/18RICCO. Again, thank you for watching, and you can check out this video and any other video from Pittsburgh Events and many other videos that didn't make it on TV.
These steps, we can ensure that we are doing our part to lessen the impact of climate change today and protect our city's natural resources and splendor for future generations. As a city with institutions at the forefront of today's technological revolution, we are uniquely positioned to identify ways in which we can better serve our residents through the use of modern tools of communication and efficiency. Taking advantage of our regional global players, we can make our city more technologically proficient and build transformational partnerships few cities around the world have access to. Doing so can enhance city government to make it work better for the citizens, businesses, and our critical partners. To maximize the quality of life for our residents, we must be committed to developing public spaces that are accessible, comfortable, inclusive, and green. Welcoming public spaces have been proven to strengthen local economies, foster social interaction, provide amenities for cultural activities, and stimulate interaction between people and the natural environment. In tandem with this strategy, we have the opportunity to lift up our region's rich cultural heritage. From fine art to acting, writing, music, and other areas of artistic expression, Pittsburghers have a rich history and legacy as cultural innovators. Our best and brightest have impacted the lives of millions around the world with their creativity. Developing welcoming public spaces and celebrating our city's cultural legacy can foster pride, inspire the next generation of Pittsburghers, and honor the identities of our unique neighborhoods. Over the last decade, we as a society have embraced the importance of intentional inclusion and structural equity to create organizations that reflect the communities we serve. They strengthen the institutions by bringing different lived experiences to the table and improve overall outcomes. As studies show, diverse work teams perform better. The lack of diversity, equity, and inclusion in many spaces has been the impetus for many talented Pittsburghers with a lot to offer our city to leave, seeking what they perceive as green pastures elsewhere. It is important that city government leads the way in advancing intentional inclusion and structural equity to ensure that we reflect the people we procure business with and the citizens we serve. We must lead in a way that celebrates the diversity that is truly our strength as a community, city, and society. Now, there's a particular point of view that suggests I'm running against someone or a group of people. I've been clear about the fact that I'm running for something. I am running for the people to represent their needs, interests, and dreams. I've said if I'm running against anything, I'm running against the forces of negativity, pessimism, and division standing in the way of progress. Some astute political observers have said this race should be a referendum on the status quo. But I reject that notion. I believe we need to make this race a reawakening of how the democratic system is supposed to work. A rediscovery of spirited debate, the open exchange of ideas, and freedom of thought in the public square. We need to convince people that they are once again a part of a fair system that isn't rigged by the insiders, influence peddlers, and power brokers who have controlled the process. Re-engaging our citizens to participate in the democratic process is as important as the important policy goals I outlined. I will make this a key component of my tenure as a councilman. And in closing, this is truly a unique opportunity that we cannot squander. There will be voices out there saying that we're being unrealistic, foolhardy, and too ambitious. I understand their lack of faith. For years, our citizens have been subject to a political system characterized by disparagement, demonization, and destruction. But this campaign will be about courage, creativity, and the power of the cooperative spirit. This isn't about me. This is about what we are going to accomplish working together. We can restore faith in our democracy, reclaim a sense of community, and reignite the hope we need to make lasting and meaningful change. Together, starting tonight, from East Hills to East Liberty, from Garfield to Homewood, from Larimer to Lincoln Lemington, to Park Place to Point Breeze, to Stanton Heights. Let us be bold, think big, and rise up to begin the work of making Pittsburgh a place we can be proud of for generations to come. Thank you. My name is Khari Mosley. I am the political director at One Hood Media and the director of One Hood Power.
Cool. And tell me a little bit about why you're running for City Council in District 9.
Yeah, I'm running for City Council in District 9 to restore faith in the idea that government can get the people's business done, improve the quality of life in all of our neighborhoods, and inspire people to believe that Pittsburgh's best days are still yet to come. I believe that, we really need to focus around issues like affordable housing, infrastructure, public safety, really tackle those issues in a real way so we can improve the quality of life in our communities. I think it's very important for the next city council person for the 9th district to be accessible, to be visible, to be engaged in the community in a way we haven't seen in a long time. I think those are very, very important pieces of really transforming, the way that we view government, and transforming the way that community interacts with our elected officials.
So, you've been in Pittsburgh for a very long time. Why now? Why did you decide now that you wanted to run?
Well, I think that, local government, municipal government, impacts, communities the most. They say all politics is local. So this, opportunity arose, and it felt like the timing was right. Where I'm at in my professional life, where I'm at in my personal life, my kids are a little bit older. I've been very involved with coaching them, taking them to activities over the last decade, and we're now at a point, in the life, of my family, where I have the opportunity to spend more time in the community, and given everything that we've been dealing with, since the pandemic and the challenges we face as a city, I felt that this was the perfect time, for me to get more involved, in a direct way, and lend, my experience, lend my knowledge, lend my passion for service to really bring a transformative change, to the communities of the 9th District.
So why city council? Why not run for a different political seat?
Right. I think, city council is a really great fit for me. I want to be close to the community. I also want to be close to home. I don't want to, spend too much time away, from my children, from my family. And I feel like this is a nice fit, where I can continue, to be involved, with my children's lives. But at the same time, I can really be involved in the community, put that time in, and not travel to Harrisburg or travel to Washington, like other political positions, but be really, really embedded in the community, but also, continue, to be deeply involved with my family life.
So how do you feel about other candidates that are running for District 9?
I'm really focused, on my campaign, but again, it's a democracy. And I really, encourage anybody, who feels inspired to run and throw their hat in the ring. I think that is the lifeblood of democracy, competition. And I think it's good. The more choices that people have, in the process is a good thing, better than having less, choices. So I don't discourage anyone, from jumping in the race, but I'm really focused on my positive message of upliftment, of motivation, of inspiration, and I feel really confident that that's what's going to connect with the people, and I'm really, really proud of the campaign that we built, the coalition and the support that we built up to this point, and I think we're going to be a very formidable campaign, as we move forward to May 16th.
Thanks for watching the video. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so I can bring you more videos on subjects like this and many other topics. Please leave any comments in the comment section. Any questions or comments, I'll get back to them as soon as I possibly can. Thanks a lot for watching. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.